What's up YouTube? I'm coming to you live from the inside of the Mustang today, and that's where we're going to be doing our primary amount of work. It might be a shorter bit of content and definitely more cosmetic, but much needed. So I'm actually sitting in the things that we're going to replace. So let's get straight into changing out the front seats in a 2004 Mustang GT. Let's get straight to it. So to start, I wanted to give you guys, you guys have seen a little bit of these. We haven't really gone too through, but you can see, these things are just beat to hell. Just 200,000 miles of wear and tear on this chassis and on these seats too. They need to be, it's just cracked and dirty. They've done their job well, but the amount of bolstering or any support you get in these stock seats are not going to be comparable to something you'll get in these. So these are what we're going to. Moving with the theme of more black interior than tan interior, we want a primary black with the tan accents. And these seats, just down to the amount of bolstering we have up on your side of your body and near your butt, is far superior to anything that you're getting with stock. And these, from what we're reading or seeing, are ridiculously easy. We're going to take the seats out, put these brackets on the bottom of these seats, and then put these seats in. That is the extent of what we've seen, and that's really all we're going to do. We'll see if we run into any issues, but I don't think we will. Moving forward, you're gonna need to push this seat, both seats all the way forward so you can get to these back two bolts here, and they are just a 15. So we're just gonna take them out normally. All right, then vice versa for getting these front bolts, you're gonna put it all the way to the back, but I recommend doing the front ones so the seat's in the backmost position and you can just pull it out without interfering with the steering wheel. Once you get these front two bolts out, it's just easier.
I don't know that they're the same size.
They're not. They're going to be much smaller. This one is. No, they are 14s or 15s. 15 all the way around. And then, if I'm not mistaken, there's one plug under this for the automatic seats. I found it. So, you see that gray plug right there? That's the one plug you're gonna have to worry about. It's I bent it a little bit trying to find it, of course. So it will be flat. I need to redo this and figure out the best way of getting this plug. Voila. Okay, as you saw us awkwardly get this seat out. This is the driver's side seat with all of the automatic seat controls. We are losing that on this. I really do not care about automatic seats, really. I would much rather have the bolstering and the increased improvements from this seat anyway. So moving forward, installation looks a lot less confusing and a lot more simple than what that seat looks like. Each seat, go and pick this up, it's gonna have just a bracket. The bracket lays up kind of like that. I don't want to damage the leather anyway, and I'm doing it with one hand. That'll do it. So just lays up like this. And the few things to pay attention to are obviously being your seatbelt hole right here. It's gonna match up right here. And then you're gonna have to slide. So these holes aren't going to be necessarily lined up at first. You might have to slide this up and down. This is just the normal seat action up and down to move it. So to get some of these bolts, we might have to move it up and down. We're not sure, just to get kind of like these lined up, but they look like they might be lined up. But we'll get going with it, and then we'll see if they aren't lined up or we have to do something. We'll mention it to you guys. But right now we're just gonna mount that up, and then it goes right in the car after the seatbelt gets mounted up and the bracket gets mounted up. So let's get it going. Hey guys, apologies for the rain. It is coming down. Just a little bit of what we're working through. We're kind of working through this to see what we need to do for the first time. So we pull the seatbelt off with just one bolt right here, one bolt right there. Just I think it's a 15 as well. That's an 18. It's an 18, my apologies. But what we're working with now is this has a seatbelt monitor or seatbelt sensor. Dad's gonna pull that out now, and we're gonna see how or what is the best way to route that and connect it. So that's all we're dealing with now, and we'll let you know what we end up doing.
All right, what I am doing at this point is after we removed the seatbelt receptacle, right? From right there. It does have a monitor, and it's just a simple circuit. It just completes when you plug your seatbelt in. So I want to reuse the factory plug in order to keep that active. So I've just taken the entire harness loose so I can get to everything. This is the seatbelt monitor here. You can see it feeds into this one gray wire, which does feed into the back of this plug, right? The other one here is simply a ground that is commingled with another circuit. So I'm just going to cut that loose. That way I have isolated this. These two green wires come back over here and they go to something different. I don't need those either. So I'm saving the factory plug, has my gray and my black. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and cap these off so I don't have any chance of creating a ground. Then I'll go ahead and wrap it, and then we can put this back in the car and the seatbelt monitoring system will work.
PSA to the people, we made a mistake. So seatbelt side needs to be to the inside of the seat, and then your controls for reclining and going back needs to be on the outside of the seat. Well, they're on the same side, which means the seat is actually the passenger seat. I didn't really even think about it. So we've just got to zip this plate out, this bracket out, and then switch the seats out. Just put this bracket on that seat, and then we can continue where we were. So just be aware where this control is on your seats, because this is what matters. And now that we got the bracket correct, we can show you what this Jerry system is going to look like under the seat. So seatbelt goes in. And here's the end of this plug for the seatbelt sensor. Seatbelt sensor will go directly into this jerry rig plug that we made, which will just enter there and then complete the circuit using the factory plug, which is still sitting right underneath where the seat was. So should just be pretty straightforward. You plug this in and it completes that circuit when the seatbelt is connected. We're connecting this plug back up right to the bottom. Voila. And there's a front right bolt. Just gotta get on the hole. And you're alive. Quick inquiry. How far in do we need that? So it's an oval.
Just put it on for now. You've got the back bolts, I don't think are ovals.
Okay.
So get them started so you can move that seat around as needed.
There's only one thing left to do. Make sure it fit.
I don't think that seat's all the way back.
Yeah. That's how it's driving anyway. Top you about right there.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, my clutch is dead.
I wonder why.
The clutch pedal, we're gonna have to evaluate that. Not sure what's going on under the car, but we have no clutch pressure. Might be the transmission going bad. Who knows?
It may be the fact there's no transmission in the car. How'd they go again?
All right, now that you've seen, or taking a look at what it looks like in the car, beautiful. We're just gonna continue, do the same thing on the passenger seat. It doesn't have a seatbelt sensor, so it'll be even easier, because welcome to 2004 Mustangs. So this one will be even quicker. I don't know how much of this process will show. It's the same exact process. Just make sure you have the correct seat, the correct side for your seat belt. And that's about all to take consider in. We'll show you when both seats are in. All right, his dad touches up on a few more things inside. He's just trying to see. We did notice that if you're taller, they do seem like they go back as far as the sock seats, you know, front and back, but it does feel like you're much closer up front. So we're just seeing if we can get any more movement back and forth. But besides that point, as you can see, Both seats are in, secured, tightened down completely. We might just do the troubleshooting on the seatbelt system when we have all the battery and stuff hooked back up. It'll just be easier than having to worry about, you know, our grounds or anything else under the car that aren't connected necessarily. We just don't have to worry about it. So we're just gonna wait until everything's properly set back up before we start testing. We don't think it'll be an issue. We think it'll be fine. And if it is a problem, we can just disable that system. All right, so the lighting's not good and you might hear some thunder. I just wanted to let you guys know that our little plan, so this right here, right next to the battery, is the seatbelt light. You can see it a little bit. And with a little engineering, the seatbelt gets plugged in, the light goes out. We've essentially completely deleted the whole wiring harness under the seat and just have that circuit completing for the seatbelt. That's all it's doing, nothing fancy, but it does work. So, new seats are in. I'm excited. That is the basics of a removal and install of 04 Mustang GT seats. I guess the GT doesn't matter, but hey, gotta flex when I can. So thank you guys so much for watching, and go like and subscribe. Go check out our other videos too. This car's put us through the ringer, and you guys could follow along that pain, suffering, and fun times with us. So please hit that subscribe button. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It's an experience, and it's only gonna go farther. So thanks guys.